It's the West Side Speakeasy podcast and reaction channel, episode 4. I want to say a good looking out to everybody that's been liking and subscribing. You know, just to refresh everybody's memory. Moco Tattoo.
Tigre here. What's up, everybody?
And, again, like I said before, big shout out to everybody that's been supporting and watching.
Thank you, man. We appreciate the love, appreciate the comments, the interaction, everything. Thank you, man.
I think we on about 60 subscribers.
Thank you to everybody.
You know, been getting a couple hundred views, you know, whether it be actually the shorts, we get a little bit more. We do get a little bit more on the shorts. But last time I think we had somebody all the way from Merced.
Shout out to Merced, man. Shout out, thank you, man. Shout out to everybody up there too. Shout out to everybody up north.
Yep, you know, Cali love or whatever, you know.
Shout out to everybody in Cali.
West Coast type, but hey, this is for everybody, you know. We got people out there in Australia like checking us out.
Everybody.
And
yeah, from east to west to north to south, everybody, man.
And you know, once again, to refresh everybody's memory, you know, we just coming out of Southern California.
Yup, an undisclosed location in LA.
You know, you got your little clue right here, right behind us. Give you an idea. You know, young Raza or whatever. But yeah, let's get into it.
What's up, man? How was your weekend?
It was good, dog. Got a lot of stuff done.
Nice.
Today's Sunday, you know, just like everybody else, you know, I'm sure you guys probably went to church. I didn't go to church, but we did enjoy the day. We went to Redondo Beach, dog.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, man, everybody out there, whenever you guys come out to Cali, for example, I got family out in New Mexico. I've mentioned this before. When they come out here, they like going to the beach.
Yep, shout out to New Mexico, yep.
Yeah, they go to like Manhattan Beach and Hermosa Beach. And
Santa Monica Beach, yep, all the pier out there.
So for those that don't know, out here in Southern Cali, just like in other cities, there's places that it's a little uppity, dog. It's a little bit more uppity than it is, you know, the hood type shit.
Yeah.
So for us, that's the beach area, bro. That's the beach area.
For sure.
Besides like the movie stuff, besides like Beverly Hills and West Hollywood, right? And Malibu.
Beverly Hills, yeah.
Yeah, but for us, I mean, at least
the Palisades that burned down. Well, it used to be, but it burned down, you know.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's wild that it's like, you know, the upper class type people are the ones that
took
ended
that
up
L right there,
they took that hard L.
Yeah, for sure.
And that was a whole nother thing too, bro. Like people were like going in there like with vests, bro, acting like they were workers and they were coming up.
Yeah, I know. People would take advantage of any situation, man. That's crazy that people even think like that, honestly.
No, it's actually sad, but I get it. Maybe like they're just grimy and ghetto and they just, hey, it's Palisades, like, you know, we just mentioned right now, it's an upper class area.
Yeah, a lot of money.
So you know what, man? Do you think they ever, like, so if you had a house there, dog,
right?
Do you think they got cashed out for it?
I heard a lot of insurance people, I heard the State Farm pulled everybody's insurance, like, I want to say like 6 months before the fire happened. So I'm not sure if they got paid or not.
Man, that might be a conspiracy in itself, dog.
100%. What are the odds that they pull it 6 months before fire insurance?
And there were some crazy ass fools. Like, you'll see, like, they were like lighting up shit on their own, dog.
Yeah,
like
I've seen a couple videos too, like people lighting fires themselves and shit.
Solo, like what do you call it? Like they were just on their own, dog.
Yeah,
like just with their little fucking with butane or whatever the fucking little torch and shit. And,
crazy.
Yeah, that's definitely some out shit right there, bro.
For sure.
But yeah, bro, I was out there in Redondo and we went on the little so if you guys ever go to Redondo, man, they got like little boat trips. And it's like throughout the day, dog. It was like Sunday.
Okay. Was it packed? Was there a lot of people? How was the people?
You know what? It was cool. It was smooth.
Oh, nice.
So, you know, me coming from the hood, I always like look at the way, you know, things as far as like money or like come ups, which I'm not gonna come up.
It is.
Yeah. I'm not gonna come up. Like I'm not about that or whatever. But it crosses my mind. That's just the hood instinct.
Right.
I'm sure you guys can relate if you guys come out the hood. You know what I mean? So I was tripping out because I was telling my girl about that. Like, damn, like you think about it, they made a cool little $300 easy, and that's like a 45 minutes.
Real quick.
And that was just at 12 o'clock. Imagine they're going up to like probably like
every
5.
like what, 2 hours? Yeah.
Nah, every was 45 minutes. Yeah,
okay.
So every hour.
Yeah, every hour.
You know, so they're definitely making some good money.
Nice.
But yeah, man, that's a good spot for you guys want to on a date. That's a cool little spot for a date.
Yeah, it's a cool little spot. Yeah, Redondo Beach Pier for sure. They got the El Torito right there.
Yeah, they got a little Torito.
They got nice little dessert spots right there that are fire. Little ice cream spots.
You know what? This one's for the South Bay.
Shout out to everybody in the South Bay, man. Shout out to everybody.
Most definitely. Redondo Beach, man. So if you guys are from the area, man, I don't know, but I'm 35, 38. I'm 38. And if you guys remember, there used to be like some little clowns on the wall.
Yeah.
And it was called the Fun Factory.
And when they had the arcades?
When they had the arcades,
Yep,
man.
yep.
That's just like, man,
Those are good memories right there, huh?
That's a whole nother topic, dog. Like we can touch a little bit on right now, bro. Just how do you feel about all these stores closing, bro?
It sucks to me, honestly, especially the ones that have a long history, that they've been there for a long time. It sucks when they close. I feel a lot of them close with COVID. And yeah, it's whack, honestly.
It was like the COVID / like this whole like Amazon, like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, everybody buying everything online and nobody shopping in stores no more. Mom and pop spots, they went out.
Dog, like the first ones I could remember are, I want to say Hometown Buffet.
Yeah, yeah.
That was like one of the first ones, dog.
Days, yep.
That was like after like church, after graduation.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That was all that type of shit, man. Hometown
Everybody
Buffet.
go eat as a family right there. Chips too, right there. The classic chips, if you know,
it's
you know.
Still there.
It's still there, huh?
Right, Chips. You're talking about by St. Joseph.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's still there, right?
Yeah,
hey, let us know.
There.
Let us know in the comments if Chip is still there. I want to say I'm like 90% sure it's still there.
Yeah, it's still there.
But I could be wrong. Yeah, that's St. Joseph. But that's like that whole little area right there, which is considered like semi-South Bay, West Side area, right? Or is
something like that, yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, so that was that one, the Hometown. I want to say what was next after that one, the 99-cent store. Blockbuster was gone a whole long time
A while ago, yeah, that thing died.
Yeah.
Netflix killed that. Netflix
yeah, and then the online
but before
movies.
Netflix was Redbox. Remember those little Redbox they had everywhere?
Yeah, that was like at the little...
Yep, outside like the Ralphs and outside the grocery stores.
Man, dog, we could touch on that just a tad bit, only because... I don't know if a lot of the viewers will even, you know what I mean? If they're younger people, I don't think they're going to remember all this shit, dog. So yeah. I remember going to go rent some movies, dog. Be Kind, Rewind. You remember that?
Yep.
Damn, that's some throwback. And then they used to have the video games too, dog.
Oh, for sure.
You could rent out games
100%, 100%.
And then really depending on like, if they were like old school, like, cause, you know, video spots or whatever.
Right.
What was it called? Like rent. Movies.
Yeah, like a movie rental place.
Yeah. But did they have a name for that shit? I don't remember, but they even had the little fucking the XXX fucking
where you had to walk through the beads and shit.
Yeah. Damn.
Trying to sneak back there.
Trying to like take a quick look real quick.
You know it.
Man, that's some throwback shit, man. But yeah, man, so shit, what other ones do you remember?
The stores that went away?
Yeah.
Like Kmart.
Oh, shit.
Kmart went away. What else? Toys R Us. Even Toys R Us went away. That went away too. What else?
Oh, man. You know what? That reminds me of KB Toy Store, dog.
Yeah, KB Toy Store. But, yep,
you got to be real old. I think you got to be like...
Yeah, you got to be born in our time.
Mid-30s to the, for sure, like 50s, 60s. Like, yeah, you had the Hawthorne Mall.
Yeah, for sure too. Yep.
Man, I remember going up in there just like for fun after it went away or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it was like, we would say it was haunted or some dumb shit.
Oh yeah, a lot of people say there's some crazy shit in there.
And that would go all right, so this is going to be the last one so that, because other people aren't going to know what we're talking about, dog.
Right, so explain a little bit more. Go ahead, yep, explain a little bit more.
As far as like, I was going to say the Cockatoo Inn.
Oh, yep, the Cockatoo Inn too, 100%.
That's over here in Hawthorne, California, bro. So for those that don't know, you know, like they might be out of state, might be like out in Missouri or something.
Yeah.
Hawthorne is right next to Inglewood. It's kind of close to LAX, and that's where I want to say the Beastie Boys came out of, right?
Yep, I want to say the Beastie Boys. No, it was
no, Beach Boys.
The
My
Beach
bad.
Boys, yeah.
I take that back. I'm tripping. The Beach Boys, yeah. And I would have never thought, like, cause right now Hawthorne's a little ghetto, dog.
Yeah, well, Tyler, that one kid came out of there too, right? Didn't that Tyler the Creator kid came out of Hawthorne too?
Yeah, Hawthorne's a little ghetto now, dog. Like. And I guess back then in the 50s or whatever, you know, they had the Beach Boys, dog, and they were like with the short shorts and the surfboards, dog.
Oh, 100%. Well, if I'm correct, one of our ex-presidents was born and raised like in Compton back in the days when it was shit. Yeah, I want to say, like, if I'm correct, it was one of the Bushes. I'm not sure if it was Bush Senior or Bush Jr., but one of them, if I'm correct, was like raised in Compton, if I'm correct, when it was, you know, majority white people right there.
Yeah. All right, so before we hop, because you just made me think of some shit right now.
Yeah.
Hey, let us know in the comments, you know, what other stores we may have forgotten about. You know what I mean? I know, like I said, I just know of the 99-cent store, maybe like fucking, yeah, that's about it. Let us know in the comments. But not right now that you mentioned that, the Compton, over here in Inglewood, you know, it used to be like that too. Like I want to say like in the 60s, 50s.
Oh yeah.
Where it was predominantly white. You know what I mean?
People, yep.
But now it's crazy because it's like it went from that to I think like the 70s, 80s where like, you know, like more black folks came in or whatever. And then that's when we kind of came in. The Raza came in right after that. And then there was a time where like Raza kind of started like being a little bit more Raza in Inglewood, dog.
Right. We started being the kind of the majority. A lot of people started coming over.
Yeah, because I went to Morningside, man. So shout out Morningside. It's going to be the last couple of years. I think they're going to be open. Then it's going to be Inglewood High. That's it. When I was going, there was about 50-50, dog. Like, like as far as like blacks and Raza.
Yeah.
And then maybe like one or two like white people, dog. Like literally like one or two, dog.
One or two sprinkled in there?
Yeah, dog. Like out of the whole school, dog.
Right.
Man, yeah, literally, dog. No lie. So that being said, I want to say like around the 2010s.
Yep.
Is like when there was like, I think like more Raza started coming in, dog. Like slightly more. And I feel now as we speak, it's getting gentrified, dog. So that's why I mentioned about the Compton.
Got you.
That it went from that to that to that, and now it's like
it's going back around.
It's going back. So I got like Asian neighbors now, dog.
Right.
Now I see like some white dude walking his dog.
Yeah, I seen that too once in a while down like Hyde Park and all that. You'd be like, what the? Do you know where you walking, boy? Yeah.
No, man. Hey, I'll tell you
sometimes they're a little oblivious to where they're walking. It's kind of crazy.
Man, right here on the block, bro. I could tell you this, dog. Like, most definitely, I've seen it go from like some GTA, like, you know, Crips or whatever, like fucking
everybody
in a fucking
in a low rolling.
Yeah, G-body fucking 4-door, like fools looking like some San Andreas type gangsters.
Yeah,
fucking cholos, fucking same thing.
Everybody
like in
a
G-body, fucking bald heads, big old white t-shirts, to freaking, like I said, dog, an Asian lady with her little like poodle, and then like the white dude with his little like hipster fucking pants that like go up to his ankles, and he's just
wearing
walking
some sandals and shit.
Like literally, dog, like man, like it went from prostitutes. I'm talking about full-fledged ass cheeks out. Fucking, they had to go around the corner from Imperial,
right.
You know, and I guess they'll probably go around like just to go do another round or whatever,
right.
Or maybe they got dropped off. I don't even know, or maybe they're like,
it's to look out for the cops. Make sure
maybe they told the trick like, hey, like hit the cut real quick,
over there,
like, and scoop me up to yeah, bro, like, you know, like people are just like middle class people now, like type shit, you know,
working people, yep.
So that's dope, bro, and shout out to the homie Kobe. It's the homie Papi. He works right here at the SoFi, and he actually wanted me to mention about the about how do I feel about these new buildings getting moved into like the area. How do you feel about that, bro?
I don't know. That's a little touchy subject, you know. I feel it brings business, yeah, but it also like kicks people out that've been here for a long time, which kind of sucks, you know. Some people can't afford to live here once the prices go up. It's already expensive as it is in California. And these buildings and these stadiums do nothing but raise the price for, you know, the people here, the public here that's been here for a long time. That's the only thing I feel that sucks about it.
It definitely sucks because if you got love for the area, you don't want to really leave because like, that's all you know. You know what I mean? That's your whole life.
It's home. It's home base.
But if you're open, I do recall like some people got cashed out, dog.
Yeah, some people got paid. You could get paid pretty good for your house right now, especially if you own it, you know, and you've owned it for a long time. A lot of people, though, that's another whole little subject right there. What do you think? Like, a lot of people won't move because they're scared of something new. They don't know how it's going to be in a new place, and they're not just willing to take the risk. I feel like a lot of people, for that reason itself, stay behind and just won't make a move.
Most definitely that. But I feel like once they get hit with that check, they're like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? And then they start thinking, like, I'm just saying, like we're going to give you so many, like, thousands of dollars, and they're like, oh shit, like, you know, they're willing to give us this just to move out. You know what I mean? And I know a couple of people on my block, dog, like that were like longtime people, because you know, me and my family, we've been on the same block for a minute, dog. Like I'm talking about fucking 87-ish, 85,
oh,
like
shit,
mid-80s.
Yeah, you guys been here from you guys
since
been
like
there for a minute.
The crack epidemic, dog.
Yeah, since it started, when it started.
No, real shit. Like, I mean, it sounds crazy, man. Definitely like this roof over our heads right now, like it was because of crack, dog. You know, I don't want to get too deep into that conversation, but yeah, bro, like, you know, people lost their jobs, they're smoking drugs and shit, and Pops was able to, purchase the house, dog.
Oh, got you. So somebody was gonna kind of lose the house, and instead of that, they just step in and take over.
And for those that don't know, man, like, see, there's so many topics to run down. But before I even get into that one, you were saying what did you ask me again?
Oh, about that somebody was just somebody was gonna lose it.
Oh yeah, no. It was about, okay, so I know a couple of people on my block that they did take, they sold their house and they're gone, dog.
Now let me ask you, did they move like to another city here, or did they move to a different state?
So one for sure moved to a whole different state. They went to Texas, dog.
Okay, they went to Texas. Nice. Shout out to Texas, man. Shout out to everybody out there in Texas. Texas.
So definitely, dog, I'm sure they got a nice house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nice. Do you know, like, it's probably hard, but I wonder what city was that? San Antonio, Houston, Dallas?
Man, I don't remember.
Probably one of the big cities.
I don't remember, but it was, black folks and shit. As a matter of fact, the son was my best friend, dog.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Was like, shout out Jason Thomas, dog.
Shout out Jason, man.
Yeah, man. He's out there doing good, dog. Chilling. He's got his family. He took his Gma. He took his mom's and shit.
Nice.
And yeah, they lived right across the block or whatever. And yeah, they moved out. And then there's another, like, a Mexican family right here that I would have never thought they were gonna move out. And I just seen they got the for sale sign. Remember?
Oh shit! Yeah.
Remember when the homies were outside?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that was kind of funny, huh?
That was most definitely funny because I know, man.
Out of all the days that the lady goes to sell the house.
So just to touch on this real quick, right? We're not gonna drop no names.
Nah,
it's not about that. But it was funny because that Mexican family left and they had open house.
Yeah,
it was an open house.
Yeah,
it was an open house, dog. And it just so happened that
a couple of boys were over.
Yeah. A couple of the homies, man. They're like gang affiliated or whatever, dog. And he had a couple of little youngins with him. So these fools were looking like full-fledged Edgars / gangbanged Edgar out. You know what I mean?
Right. And they just happened to roll up when everybody's outside.
Oh my God. I could tell the realtors were they were like looking over.
They're like great.
Mother fudgers. And remember the Huda pulled up?
Yeah, everything. Yeah,
the Huda, the cops pulled up, but they can't really do nothing, dog. We're just chilling outside. You know what I mean?
We're doing nothing.
And yeah, man, sorry for that realtor, man. If he's watching,
bad timing,
bad timing, man.
Timing.
You know what I mean? We don't mean to bring nobody down like that.
Nah, it was bad timing for sure.
I even want to say that one of the homies was like leaning up against the car, and I think it was like one of the realtors.
I think so.
Yeah. I know they're biting their lip right there.
Like, damn it.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So that being said, I think it's mixed emotions, dog. That's what I think it comes down to.
Right.
Just the mixed emotions, like as in like some got the cash and just went with it, dog. They just moved out like further east, like South Central Watts. And they're buying houses out there because
that's cool too.
Yeah.
As long as I feel if you take the money and get another property with it and it just doesn't go to waste, that's cool.
So that's my intake on the gentrification out here in Southern California. And there's a lot of cities going through it, dog, like West LA, like Inglewood.
A lot of cities are going through it.
And other cities went through it, I think, way before, like Redondo and Santa Monica.
Right. Oh, Santa Monica, Venice. Venice too is one of those cities too.
Part of like the West LA type,
Right.
And then I'm not sure if anything further east is gotten gentrified. Oh yeah, Echo Park.
Did it get gentrified? Yeah, I heard about that too. I heard about that too.
Echo Park. Yeah, definitely. They had like a whole like gang thing going on, and I guess it's like hipster town now, dog. I haven't really gone out there like that, but yeah, dog. So, and then I was gonna touch on another subject. What was that one?
Go for it. Which one?
I don't remember. It was a spin off of what we were talking about, but it's all good. As a matter of fact,
pop up.
You know what? We already started. We're already 19 minutes in. We didn't even start because we usually like starting this whole thing with like news and sports.
Oh, that's right, huh?
So go right ahead.
You want to go back to that? All right. Well, this weekend, it is March 30th. It's Sunday, March 30th, 2025. This weekend was pretty good for sports. We had a good UFC event. It was in UFC Fight Night. Moreno versus who was it? Versus Steve Irk. And it was a very good fight. It was in Mexico City too. Yeah, it was very good. Oh
shit, in Mexico City in DF, right?
Right, in the DF. So to start that main card off, we had Lazy Boy versus Kevin Bojas. Lazy Boy lost, man. And Lazy Boy is like a little fan favorite right now. I don't know if you've seen some young Mexican kid who's always talking kind of crazy. Like, wait, yo soy mexicano. ¿Cómo me van a ganar,
I have. Yeah.
Yeah. That fool. He's a good, man. He's a good, he's a good character. We really like him. He took an L though, man. He kind of, they beat his ass. I ain't even gonna lie.
Man.
They dominated
and who was
him.
the other fool?
The other guy was some guy named Kevin Borjas. He was from, if I'm correct, Peru. He was good too, though, man. He dominated the whole fight.
Well, he was obviously good if you know what I mean?
Nah, he dominated him for sure. And then after that, we had David Martinez versus Simon Oliveira. David Martinez won TKO. We had Raul Rosas Jr. Chihuihuis, that ain't for Chihuihuis, versus Vince Morales. Chihuihuis 1-2, unanimous decision. We got Edgar Chairez versus CJ.
And wait, who's Chihuihuis?
Chihuihuis is a kid. He's kind of young. They did a prank on him the other day when some guy tries to prank him in the gym, and he ends up whooping on his ass.
Oh shit! Like really physically whooping?
Yeah,
on
he's
him?
some UFC kid. He's Mexican.
Oh, man,
he's
we
young.
don't have to react to that one.
Bro,
they got a video out on that?
Yeah, there's a video on it.
Oh shit!
Bro, he started in the UFC when he was 19 years old. He was one of the youngest to like ever start. Yeah, Chihuihuis.
And what were they trying to like do, or what was the prank about?
Homie was just kind of trying to bully him, I guess, trying to act like he didn't know who he was, right? So like the dude the UFC fighter was lifting weights, and homie came, hey, those are my weights, give me those weights. And he's like,
probably like, this rude.
Yeah, he kind of looked at him like, you playing, right? I know you playing with me, like. And then they end up getting into the octagon. Nah, bro, he chokes him out, bro. He chokes him out. He got mad, you know.
Before you go on to the next, the next fight, that reminds me that I know you've seen this one. I know you guys seen this too, where it was like it was some dude and he was at a game, like a sports event.
Okay.
And I don't know if it was baseball or whatever, or soccer. And there was like some other dude and he was like talking to him from the other top bench.
From the step above.
And when he was looking down
right?
at him, and he was kind of like flinching at that fool.
Yeah. And
you know what I mean?
I think I've seen the video you're talking about.
Yeah, it was like a black dude.
Right.
And then the other dude, I don't know what nationality he is, but he's light skinned or whatever.
Hispanic, I think.
Oh, was he Hispanic?
Yeah.
But he was like a boxer.
No, he was a pro boxer. Yep.
Oh, it was a pro boxer.
He was a pro boxer. He was very calm, right? When the other gentleman was all...
Yeah, black homie was turned
up.
And
he just looking at him, smiling like...
Yeah. And that fool... Like, the other fool was on full fledged. Like
I'll beat your ass. I'll beat your ass.
And in his head,
he probably thought he did.
He probably could. Yeah.
He probably thought he could.
But, that fool was right there
looking at him like,
you don't even know.
Bro, he was smiling like, please do it. Like, come on.
And he was
like, put your finger on me so you can see what happens.
He kept it cool and
Very
collective.
Calm. Well,
calm and collective. And he walked away.
That's scary, honestly. When somebody's calm like that, right before he's going to jump off, that's a dangerous man right there.
And he just looked off and he just kind of like...
He was even laughing. He was kind of just smiling at him like, come on, do it. Like, let's see, do it.
Hey, what do you think, dog? You think he would have just like knocked him out?
I mean, if a pro
he
boxer,
would have just like...
it's different, bro, you know? Everybody thinks, oh, I'm a street fighter, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. It's different when you're really trained and you're a pro like that. You know, your reflexes, the power, everything, the chin you have, everything is just different. It's another level for sure. I think it would have been...
Hey, we should react to this one.
Yeah,
we should use this right here. Yeah, that's dope. If you guys know which one I'm talking about, which I'm pretty sure you do, he walks away, and little did the guy know he was a pro.
Little did he know he was
professional fighter.
Yeah, he was nice to him. He got away with one that day.
All right, my bad, Tigre. Go ahead.
Yeah. But the next fight over was Manuel Torres versus Drew Dover. Manuel Torres won TKO, and the main fight was Brandon Moreno versus Steve Urgel. And Brandon Moreno won. Unanimous decision. He'll probably get another chance at the belt after this.
Okay.
He was already champion.
He was already
champion.
Okay.
Yep, he was already champion. So he's going back for the belt.
He lost it, and now he's going back.
Now he's going back for the belt. Yep.
Okay. Let us know, man. Let us know who you think's going, if he's going to get it back or not. He's a good fighter.
Yeah, he's good. Brandon, Brandon is good for sure. Definitely. They call him the nerd assassin. He likes nerdy things, right? He's a real happy kid. He's young too. He's probably like 22, 23.
He's a kid.
He's from Tijuana, Mexico.
He's from Tijuana.
He's from Tijuana. Yeah. Brandon is cool, man. I like Brandon. Shout out to him.
Man, shout out to the homies out there in TJ right now.
Shout out to everybody out there.
Unfortunately got, deported these last couple of weeks, you know what I mean, because of their gang affiliation. But hey, man, I'm sure they're out there having some cocktail. You know what I mean?
How it is. At first it sucks, but then once you're over there, ya estás en casa, güey. And you're good, you know?
Probably a little TJ honeys and everything.
You already know. Say less.
Food. and the beach and all that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But at the same time, I'm sure it probably sucks. Like they probably think
a little
back,
bit,
like,
a little
man,
bit.
I
I'm
wish I
sure
could be back at home type shit.
100%. But I'm sure they're making the best of it.
Let us know if you guys had like somebody you guys personally know unfortunately get what do you call it, like
Deported.
Get deported basically. Yeah, let us know. But go ahead, dog. Go ahead.
Yep. And that was it with the fights. In MLB today, Sunday, we have the Yankees beating the Brewers 12-3. We got the Nationals beating Philly 5-1. We got the Blue Jays beating the Orioles 3-1. We have the Rays beating the Rockets 6-4. We have the Marlins beating the Padres. And shout out to them. I did want to say that. Thank you, Jay Lozano, for correcting me. I said the Marlins were from Seattle.
Oh,
I definitely got it wrong.
Mariners.
The Mariners and the Marlins.
Mariners,
I confused it too. So thank you to Jay Lozano for correcting me. You are correct. The Mariners are from Miami.
Who was that old school fool from
the Marlins are from Miami and
no
Ken
Mariners. Ken Griffey.
Ken Griffey. Yeah. But yeah, thank you to that. Yep. And if we're ever wrong, people, we're not trying to give no wrong information, so just put it right there in the comments.
Yeah,
and
man.
I got no problem, being corrected at all.
Yeah, that, and we're open to criticism. Let us know, or drop topics all the time. We're always reading through the comments, and because we got a couple topics right here that were influenced, on comments.
Yeah, that we'll talk about. All right, but continuing on with the MLB, we had the Giants beating the Reds 6-3. We had the Angels beating the White Sox 3-2. The Angels, shout out to homie Big Happy, he's a big Angels fan. We have the Guardians beating the Guardians.
What the hell is that?
They're the ones that I think the Redskins turned into.
No shit.
Yeah, I think
dog.
if I'm correct.
Oh, that's new, man.
They're like, what was it? It was one of those teams. And then we have the Guardians beating the Royals 6-2. We have the St. Louis Cardinals beating the Twins 9-2. We have the Rangers beat the Red Sox 3-2. We have the Diamondback beat the Cubs 10-6.
Okay, Arizona.
Yep. And then we have the Mariners now. They beat the A's, the Oakland A's. They beat them 2-1. And then we're going to end it with the Padres beating the Braves 5-0.
Oh, shit.
And that was MLB.
Man, when I think about the Diamondbacks, I think about that fool with he had the slider. What was his name?
Man.
Randy.
Yes. Yep,
Randy Johnson?
Randy Johnson.
Yeah.
Yep. That sidearm throw, that thing was crazy. Oh, yeah, he was definitely.
Yeah, my apologies for the younger viewers, man. We got some old school names out here that shit takes me back from when I was playing Little League, dog.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the Oakland A's. What was that fool?
Which one?
Didn't he get caught like doing steroids or something? Canseco?
Jose Canseco?
Where was he? Who was he playing for?
I'm not sure.
Wasn't it the A's?
I want to say it was the A's.
Yeah, let us know in the comments if you know who I'm talking about. Jose Canseco. Yeah, he was like
all the old school ball players.
Yeah,
and Nomar Garcia-Parra. I remember
yeah. That reminds me of Hideo Nomo.
Yeah.
Remember him?
Yeah, 100%.
How'd the Dodgers do this weekend?
The Dodgers. You know what? I don't know if they played this weekend. I'm not sure.
They did have an opening game. They had an opening game.
I want to say that was last week or some shit, right?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I just did a tattoo. For those that don't know, I do tattoos. Mocha Tattoo. Add me on Instagram.
Add him on Insta.
Also, airbrushing. But yeah, I just did in LA on some girl.
Okay.
She got it right on her hand, dog.
On the hand? She got a handpiece?
Just like me, right here.
Yeah.
I forget I got my LA right here. You got LA?
I got it. Yeah, I got it right here, Mom.
Yeah, that's right. You guys got your city tattoo? Let us know, man. Put it down on the comments. Just like the old boy from Merced. You know what I mean?
Shout out. 100%.
All right, so go ahead, man, with the sports.
City. All right, and today in the NBA, we had the Rockets beating the Suns 148-109. Damn, they had a lot of points. The Cavaliers beat the Clippers 127-122. The Knicks beat the Trailblazers 110-93. The Hawks beat the Bucks 145-124.
Which ones is the Hawks?
The Hawks are Atlanta. Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta Hawks. Yep. The Timberwolves beat the Pistons 123-104. The Pelicans lost to the Pelicans actually beat the Hornets 98-94. And then the Warriors beat the Spurs 148-106.
The Warriors, that's
Golden State.
Yeah, that is Golden State.
Shout out to Golden State. Shout out to everybody up there too. And the Raptors beat the 76ers 127-109. And that was the NBA for the day.
Yeah. The Golden State. We got a couple Golden State fans out here too, dog.
100%. You know how it is.
Yep.
Cali. Yeah, it's a Cali team.
So as far as sports, and then what, hockey and all that's not in season, is it?
I'm not sure. I think it is actually. To be honest,
never
we're
been.
going to start.
Yeah, I ain't never
NHL.
really been a big hockey fan or anything. I don't know why. I just remember the Mighty Ducks.
Right, hell yeah, that's a classic. I'm not gonna say I'm a big fan, but I will say this: when the LA Kings were winning, and you know how it is, everybody on the city jumped on the bandwagon and shit, and we're supporting this shit.
That's dope though.
But shout out to the LA Kings, man. Shout out to everybody.
I want to get into it, dog, for the little one, man.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a good sport. It's an exciting sport actually. It's very
they be catching fades on that shit.
No, it's a very fast paced sport too, back and forth.
They'll be like elbowing and everything, huh?
Checking each other, yep.
That's crazy, dog. And then as far as, so usually after we do sports, people, we kind of touch on maybe like kind of like news. This weekend I don't recall anything that's really like coming up to my mind as far as news, right?
I don't think so. No, nothing important at least that I can remember.
That's coming to my head or anything. So for that reason, dog, we're just gonna go right ahead and get into the topics, dog. Did you have any topics before I like look into other ones?
Well, I could do a shine the light real quick.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
All right, cool. Well, today on Shine the Light, I want to shine the light on Staff Sergeant Lucian Adams, born October 26, 1922, died March 31st, 2003. Lucian was a staff sergeant in the Army. He fought in World War II, and he won the Medal of Honor in World War II. He served with the 3rd Battalion, 30th Infantry Regiment, 3rd Infantry Division. He won the Medal of Honor because he actually attacked 3 machine gun bunkers where him single-handedly, he took them all out. Like it was either 3 or 4 Germans in each bunker. I mean, in each machine gun nest, and he actually opened up supply lines again for the Allies to keep pushing through.
Yeah. So he made shit happen.
No, a lot of people witnessed it too. Him running through machine gun fire. Him grabbing a rocket, running back. In the middle of fire.
And that fool was Raza, right?
Yep, he was actually Mexican American.
Damn.
So I wanted to shine the light on him. Thank you, Lucian Adams, for your bravery and for your service. We appreciate it. And the next one on Shine the Light is going to be Pedro Cano. Pedro Cano was born June 19, 1920. He died June 24, 1952.
Damn.
Yep.
So he didn't live too long then,
Not too long after the war. Probably got like 10 years after the war. He served with the 4th Infantry Division, 8th Infantry Regiment, C Company. If anybody knows about the military, C Company is a very legendary squad.
C Company. I think I heard
company is very legendary. Right, they came out. All right, and he actually won too the Medal of Honor for another one who took out, I want to say, a machine gun nest who had his troops pinned down.
Damn.
Yeah, so he ran up too he took out a whole machine gun.
So they're probably just lighting them fools up.
Right, and he flanked them. He flanked them by himself, and he took out the whole machine gun nest, and which obviously really.
So he had a machine gun. You think maybe
he probably had a machine gun.
He probably had the BAR then.
Yep, he was either a BAR and a couple of hand grenades. I'm thinking.
Yeah, he probably threw them, and then just started lining them up, and then that's when they got to just swoop through.
So they had the squad pinned down, and that's how he won the Medal of Honor. Thank you, Pedro Cano, too, for your service. We appreciate your bravery. Thank you for your service.
Man, most definitely. Hey, that must be a scary ass situation, though.
Oh, bro.
Imagine being pinned down by like some
machine gun fire,
like a little pillbox or whatever. That would be scary to even like.
Bro, that's.
You know,
I don't even know how they were able to move. How scared people. Yeah, people think, oh, I would do it. Right.
In movies, I've seen fools like they'll get like the helmet. They'll put a stick and put your helmet, and then you'll kind of like
to see if anybody shoots. Oh yeah, and then bing, you'll get shots at it. Yep.
Dang, that must be a
not only that though. Imagine the snipers that are just you don't even know, but they got you in their scope, and you have no idea, bro. You think you're good, and boom, a round goes off, and
man, you know what, man? Yeah. Before we get into the next subject, definitely shout out to all the people in the military service.
Thank you for everybody who fought for this country, who did the ultimate sacrifice and gave their life for this country. We wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be free if it wasn't for you guys. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Man, yeah, that's some real G shit, man. Any like young viewers right now, man, you guys want some crazy type of action, man, maybe join the military.
Some real gangster shit.
Yeah, join the military.
Join the Army, join the Marines.
But then again, at the same time, it's kind of like, that's a whole nother conspiracy too, because it's like, back then it's like a little bit more raw, but I don't know if the military is even the same.
Right now it is. Right now it's getting back to it.
Yeah,
the leadership
with the new president, right?
Yeah, right now they're getting back into it. Yeah, no, especially the special forces. When it comes to like the Navy SEALs and MARSOC and those people right there, the elite of the elite, we're still producing the best of the best warriors in the world for sure.
All right.
100%, we're still producing the best warriors when it comes to special forces.
So there you go, teenagers.
Army Rangers, any of those. You become one of those, you're elite. You're the elite of the elite.
Yeah, if you guys want to be on some next level shit,
a real badass.
Yeah, just might as well do that kind of shit.
Yep,
go some Navy SEAL type
go
shit. Go
become a Navy SEAL. Go become a Marine MARSOC.
So man, you know, right now that you brought up the whole like shine the light, you know, on the raza, there was a subject, dog. We're talking about. Remember for breakfast, I think.
Okay.
About whether Chicano and raza like were they in the same term?
Right.
What do you think, Doug?
Chicano and Raza, is it what do you mean? Is it the same people?
So basically, I seen a lot of controversy online, like throughout the YouTube yada. I mean, I'm talking about some of these podcasters. I think even beefed it, like not like fighting. Well,
but
I don't know about
exchange exchange videos back and forth over this.
Yeah, like or they were like having real like differences as far as like what Chicano means and all that type shit.
Okay. And what were they saying or what?
Well, basically, like I mean, I guess technically the term is Chicano is like Mexican American, right?
Correct. I would consider a Chicano maybe second generation, maybe even first generation, I guess, if you're born here. But I feel like the second and first generation thing, I don't know. It's kind of difficult, right?
Touchy,
so it's a touchy subject. For example, I'm first generation,
right?
So I feel like I feel Mexican still because of my pops, right? My pops was a paisa. In my house, we spoke nothing but Spanish, growing up, and I still speak fluent Spanish. Cuando yo voy para México, yo sí me siento en casa ya, with the primos and shit. But I have a nephew who he's second generation, but he still feels like that too. He doesn't feel like super Americanized, you know what I mean? He feels like he still has a lot of love for the paisa, the culture too. Like he just came back from Mexico maybe 2 months ago. So it's a difficult situation when you like people try to tell us we're not raza. Like you can tell us whatever we want. We know who we are. You know what I mean?
So what do you guys think, right? Viewers, check this out. Put it in the comments. Do you feel Chicano is basically both parents come to America, they have kid, and that kid is Chicano, right? I guess technically the term is that one.
That would be the term.
But for you, because everybody, a term can mean something for anybody. And and I feel you on that one, dog. Right. Like where it's like your parents are Mexican, that's all they teach you. 100%. So you're basically like Mexican yourself, but you just weren't born in Mexico.
There's a saying though in Mexico que dice el mexicano nace donde él quiere, güey. Which means like the Mexican is born wherever he wants. We're born wherever we want. Es un dicho que todos saben allá en México, el mexicano nace donde él quiere, güey, So like, I don't know, it's crazy that people wouldn't, I guess, if you don't consider yourself raza, then that's probably you, then you consider yourself a Chicano. But I consider myself raza, obviously, 100%.
So that's my question for you guys, right? For the viewers is, because we know the real term, I guess the terminology, the definition. Right. I'm not talking about dictionary shit. I'm talking about how do you, as a person, feel? Do you feel that the firstborn here in America is already starting Chicano, or would you consider it more like second, third generation?
Right, yep. I mean? Let us know what you think about that.
Because I know like in the 562, we got a lot of those, dog, like where it's already like, you're like third generation, like their
fourth generation,
or their great grandparents were actually from Mexico, dog. So
they're
like super no sabo.
So I feel I feel that's maybe like a Chicano.
And he's still A too. They got a lot of those too, like where there's like their great grandfather, like
great grandparents.
This is like third time I hit this, but so they're coming like fuck fool, like they're probably here like in the
they've been
50s,
here since
dog,
like the
or
60s,
Pachuco
70s.
times, dog. Straight up, you know what I mean?
Right.
And they're still with.
So that would be a Chicano.
That's definitely Chicano.
Yeah, that's Chicano for sure.
Okay, that's another good question, dog. How do you feel after so long? Is it you're always Chicano after that? After like what, 3, 4, 5 generations?
The way I feel about it, it's running through your blood. You can't take that out of your blood.
And if you kept it like keep going,
if you still keep the culture alive and you still have love for it.
Because you're gonna have like a Martinez, Garcia,
right? Well,
whatever.
You're gonna deny your last name,
Vasquez or whatever. Yeah, it's basically you're coming from Spanish descent or whatever, right? Or Hispanic, or whatever you want to call it. So let us know in the comments, man. Like how you guys feel about that subject. Me personally, dog. Yeah, I definitely think.
What you think?
I agree with you, dog. As far as like because it depends on your parents, dog. Like how they keep that culture.
alive.
fucking,
How much did they keep it alive in the house?
you know what I mean? Like, dog, I definitely grew up to fucking, arroz, beans, fucking asada, with some squirt, dog, little kids running around, fucking jumper. We just had enough money for a jumper because that was already exclusive. Like, to me as a little kid, like, jumper, like, damn, you know what I mean? I think nowadays it's a little bit more like,
that's it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They probably want some crazy, or not just that, dog. I just think it's like ordinary now.
Right.
I just felt like as a kid, I always thought it was like, damn, like a jumper. Like, you're doing it big. Like, I don't know. Just my opinion.
No, yeah, that's how it was. In the house, at least, we heard nothing but, like, for example, like, nothing but Spanish music. I was raised on it, and I still love it to this day. Everything like John Sebastian, obviously Vicente Fernandez, all the classics, everything from, like I said, John Sebastian to Anita Gabriel. I listen to everybody. And then we also, my pops also loved, like, cumbias and stuff like that, right? Okay. So, like, he would play, like, Los Angeles Azules, La Sonora Dinamita. And I was raised on that. I still love it to this day, honestly. I still listen to that music.
Yeah, no, most definitely. Especially like cleaning and shit. Or
just whatever it is.
But
teaching the younger generation about it.
So dog, like before we move on to the next subject, man, that's already a lot in its own, dog. It's like, how do you guys feel about like are you guys, for those that are fathers or mothers, are you guys continuing on the shit that you learned from like grandparents, if they ever taught you, or your parents, you know what I mean? Do you try doing that, or how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I try to do that as much as I can, honestly. Everything, all the traditions, I try to keep them alive as much as I can.
Most definitely, right? It can be from what, like eating pan dulce or something.
Pan dulce, anything. Like, honestly, just the music, teaching the younger generation how to dance. I don't know why they feel so embarrassed to try to dance right now. It's like, how do you get a girl if you're not dancing then? What do you guys do? Just look at each other?
A traditional like Mexican family, definitely like you learn from with your cousins, dog.
100%.
They put you up on game, like, fucking Jose, you don't know how to dance.
Come like, here, like, how you gonna dance at the quinceañeras? How you gonna dance at the quinceañeras?
Like, you know what I mean? Let me put you up on game, like,
right.
An older like girl cousin or older sister, they're gonna put their little brother on, or their little cousin on game. Like, come here, man, let me teach you. You ain't gonna be whack right there.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's fun too, and it's awesome. It's
you learn,
and
great
then time.
When you readily at like some other party where it's not family, you're gonna be confident.
Yeah, and then you impress a girl, like, oh, you ask her to dance, you want to dance with you.
And you know how to dance.
Bailar, you walk up, ask for her, ¿Quieres bailar, mija? Whatever.
Yeah, that's dope, dog. So definitely, I think that's real important, dog, as far as Raza, dog. Like 100%. That whole subject, with shining the light and all that. Like, yeah, man, try to keep it up, dog. Try to stay in contact with your cousins, man. Even I heard like lately a lot, like on TikTok, dog, like how family like aren't really as
united
as they used to be, dog. So I tried.
That's unfortunate, honestly.
Yeah, I try. You know what I mean? I got cousins out in North Hollywood. Shout out to my cousin in North Hollywood.
Yeah, shout out to your primos.
Shit, I got even like nieces, I guess, dog. Like, I haven't really even got to like really mingle with like that because I just been so busy.
Right.
They're younger and I don't know them as much. And mom's, shout out to cousin like in TJ or whatever.
Okay.
So I gotta try, dog, and reach out.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely, dog. So and then before we completely move on with the whole Raza type shit, that was another thing. The Raza. Like,
what about it?
Like, how do you feel about Raza? Like, how is that a word that you feel? You know what I mean? Do you think Raza is just Mexicans only, or because again, if you want to get technical, because I know a lot of people in the comments, dog, they're gonna like, if we make this like into a short, they're gonna be like, oh, Raza is like, this means Mexican, and you gotta be Mexican to be Raza. But I always looked at it in a different way, dog. I have my own word for Raza.
Speak on that. What you mean by that?
I mean, what I mean is like, to me, Raza is like gente. It means like of Latin descent, like Latinos, dog.
Okay,
like,
so like it's more a general title for like a blanket title for like all of us.
Yeah, like I always took it like that, like like in a barrio or like a hood.
Right.
And when I say barrio, I mean like gang banging. I mean
like
an actual,
area.
Like, you know what I mean? Like an actual area like Lennox or East LA or Panorama.
Whatever,
or
Watts.
Hollywood.
Yeah, whatever, Watts. Yep.
Whatever little areas that have like hot sections of Mexicans, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, that's like un lugar de
raza. A barrio right there,
like a raza and shit. But seeing raza, like, really, dog, keep it a bug. Like, I've had Cuban neighbors, you know what I mean? Dominican neighbors, Puerto Rican neighbors. And to me, like, if you were to ask me, like, that's all raza to me. Like, they're from different countries technically, but they all speak Spanish.
I'll tell you this, the way I kind of see that, when And this is just obvious, right? So like when blacks or when whites look at them, they see raza, bro. They don't see. You know?
They're not gonna like. I mean, unless they know.
Yeah,
but for the most part, they're all Mexican.
Just off of visual, they're you know they consider. So it's kind of
that's probably some Mexican food, like.
Yeah, for
but in
sure,
reality,
100%.
that food's like from El Salvador, you know what I mean?
Or Guatemala, wherever he's from. So yeah, that's the thing about that. I know we do like to claim, you know. I definitely used to think that too, like raza is just us, you know. It's only the Mexicans. But I don't know. That's a touchy subject. I feel it could be a blanket term for everybody. Like you said, you know, anybody.
I use it like that.
Yeah, I do too. I've used it like that before.
I use it like that. Definitely, I do. Like, I won't be like, no, fool's not raza.
Yeah, like, oh, everybody raza except him. Like,
yeah, because he's fucking from wherever. Yeah, whatever. Like, nah, bro. Like, I mean, he's speaking ridiculous. Spanish, dog. Like, you know, the homies chilling with us in the same circle, dog.
And you know what? Sometimes I feel it's the area you live in, right? So, like, for example, I feel there's Mexicans that probably live in New York and they speak more like Puerto Ricans because they live in New York. But then there's Puerto Ricans that they live over here and they speak like Mexican over here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Their Spanish is like a raza. Yeah. So it's kind of just the area I think where you're at and the people you're around.
Yeah, most definitely with the people part. Because even like kind of how you mentioned, like, you know, like let's say like some white folks or black folks.
Right.
That they might see us like I honestly, me personally, I think the white and black folks that stay in LA or not just LA, but Southern California, like in the areas.
Right.
Inner city areas, they know what's up too, dog. They know that there's like, oh look, there goes that Guatemalan chica right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There goes that Salvadorian chica. Like
for sure, especially if they're out in the streets with the people. You know,
everybody
lives together. You know what I mean? Everybody. I know a lot of people like to think it's all racism out here, but a lot of people live together peacefully, and you know we've been neighbors for a long time, and we all look out for each other's family. We all look out for each other's property out here. If you do something dumb on the block, we all gonna beat your ass. It doesn't matter if you're
most
white,
definitely.
black,
That's
brown,
some
yellow.
real shit.
We're gonna beat your ass together. So you know that's just the way it is out here.
Most definitely, I love that, dog. That's the best vibes, dog.
Hell yeah,
he's right about
100%.
that, man. Something's going down, for the most part, all the neighbors don't mind
everybody.
their business. But I'm saying like when it's like neighbor to neighbor, like they're gonna mind their business. But when it's like on some other
when
shit,
somebody tries to come on into the block and act like stupid,
a grandma or
anything like that, you get packed out by everybody.
Yeah, or something. You know what I mean? Everybody's gonna look out for each other.
Everybody looks out for each other out
Most
here.
definitely, dog. At least if you really grew up like in a hood or anything in that.
Yeah, your neighbors with people for a long time. You know what I mean?
Most definitely, and you always gotta respect your neighbors.
100%. 100%.
So that's cool, man. That's definitely, man. You know, let us know, man, if you guys feel that raza, and in respects to people that feel opposite, dog. There's gonna be some people gonna be like, nah, fuck that. It's only Mexicans.
100%, and they're entitled to their beliefs and their opinion too. 100%.
You know what I mean? And I guess to a certain degree, I guess there's some truth to that, dog. Like as in.
I understand. I
want to say if we were to really look it up,
what they mean. I get what they mean.
I think it would say like.
Well, the thing I always think of too, though, like I said before, the Spaniards got here, there was no borders like that. You know what I mean? We were all natives. We were all indios. With you know what I mean? Todos éramos gente indígena.
There was some dude. Prayers. He's I don't even know if he's like a rapper, but he's like a musician, right? He's got a couple jammers. They're kind of cool.
Okay.
He was literally speaking on that, dog. Was it Mestizo or what's the other one?
Mexica?
What's that one?
There's just people that used to be back in the Mexica people.
But what is that? Like
it's like a tribe, we had the Olmec, the Tolteca, we had the Chichimeca gente.
Oh, so those are Native Americans.
There were different tribes.
Mexica was a Native American?
It was a different tribe, yeah. It's just like the Aztecs and the Mayans, just a different piece of gente, you know?
Oh, okay. And where were they particularly from?
So for example, like the Aztecs in them, they were in more Mexico City, and the Mayans in them, they were over there by Yucatan, which is like Cancun and all that. And then where we're from in Guadalajara, it wasn't none of them actually. There's a whole other group. Yeah, in Guadalajara, there was a whole other people. Yeah, there was a lot of little tribes.
Yeah. Well, I could imagine there is like naturally there is a lot of tribes, dog.
100%.
So for those that don't know, technically, Pops, he's from New Mexico, so he's more he has like native blood
Native
in him,
American
right?
blood, yep.
Mom's is straight from Michoacan. You know what I mean? Off top, dog.
Yep.
That's where I get the light skin shit, not from my pops. I get it from my mom. She's from Michoacan, dog. Like
that's fine.
Arteaga, shout out to
shout out to your mom, man. Shout out to everybody's mom out there, man. Shout out to all the moms.
So that being said, dog, I believe you as far as like there is little tribes, dog. So where my pops lives, shout out to Española.
Yep, shout out.
There's like literally, dog, like from like you could look outside the window and there's like land, and then that land and there's houses and shit. And that's actually a reservation, dog.
Oh, Indian reservation?
And they have their own cops and shit and
everything. They run their own. Yep.
They got
they run
their own cops
city,
and everything, dog. And yeah, that's like a little. Oh man, I want to say it's called like the San Juan reservation. I could be wrong. I gotta double check. Shit. Anybody in Española, some cousins are watching this, man.
Drop it right there in the comments,
correct me
man.
if I'm wrong or
Yeah,
whatever.
drop it in the comments.
And I want to say they were like from the Tehua tribe.
Okay.
Tewa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, like that little, and then you probably go fucking to the next city, and that's probably another little tribe,
Right.
dog.
Until you hit obviously the bigger ones, which was like the Aztecs and the Mayans and them. They were the big tribes, obviously.
But I think that was like in Mexico.
In Mexico, yep.
Yeah, most definitely. So that'll
but even the natives out here and the ones in Mexico, they're like cousins, bro. They're definitely we're definitely related.
So yeah, that would be a cool little short to do, like what you just said with the whole Mexican. Like I didn't really know all that, because I think before all that there was even like Anastasis.
The Olmec?
No, Anas.
If I'm correct, the Olmec are the ones that are the first ones to come out.
Oh, okay. And then later right the other ones.
Everybody followed after them. Yep.
What we should do? Check this out, viewers. On the next episode, we'll probably do a little bit of research for y'all, and we'll really like dig deep in some real reading type shit, and we'll educate you guys.
Bit more. Yeah, 100%.
So that way, we're a little bit more educated on that.
That story. I feel like you have a little. Bro. Yeah. That story is fascinating. The Conquista de Mexico and everything that happened is
and I see a lot of like on TikTok. There's definitely a lot of people that like feed into this type of subject, dog. 100%. As far as like even Aztec culture and
even
shit.
Over here when like so remember that show, that Primeval show? If anybody hasn't watched that show on Netflix, watch Primeval. That's pretty dope. Yeah, it's an amazing show. It's a great show. It's a couple of episodes, maybe like 7, 8. You won't regret it. I promise you. Watch Primeval. It's a great show. Kind of
like some apocalypto shit, but like with like.
So it's about
cowboys,
so it's about it's about our forefathers like conquering Mormons. This land. The Mormons coming to the west and having to fight with the Comanches. In the real life, it was the Comanches that they had to fight against. It's kind of loosely based off some woman named Cynthia Ann Parker.
No shit.
Who was taken by the Comanches in a raid when she was 9 years old. And then the Rangers raided the Comanches and got her back when she was like 29 or something. But by then she had already became a full-fledged Comanche. She had married the leader of the tribe. She had kids. Her son, Quanah Parker, was, if I'm correct, the last leader of the Comanches. Yeah, it's a great story. There's a amazing book called Empire of the Summer Moon. If anybody wants to read a good book, you won't regret it. I promise you. It's an amazing book called Empire of the Summer Moon. But yeah, the Primeval is kind of loosely based off of her life.
That's dope. Hey, the chief was like, or the captain, or what would you say? The leader? He's like, I need that snow bunny right there.
You know it. That was coming with me.
That's me, man. That's crazy. Nah, but that's dope though, dog. And honestly, like, that's probably how like you see a Native American and you be like, damn, that fool has kind of like Americanized features, dog, or like Caucasian features.
They
probably, and to end this one, like this topic or whatever, as far as Native Americans, dog, that's kind of like how I came about in what do you call it? The 21 and where's that?
Right, the 21andMe or 23andMe,
where it's like they get your blood and they search and they'll let you know like what it comes back to. So me personally, I didn't do it, but my sister did.
Oh, okay.
And we actually came out 40% Spanish, and I have about no, I'm lying. I have about 60% Spanish blood in me, dog.
Okay.
Like Spanish. And I have 40% indigenous, dog. So I'm basically half and half almost, dog. Yeah, I'm a little bit more Spanish, dog, believe it or not. And I want to see, I think a lot of people in Mexico probably.
Well, I mean, obviously.
What do you think you'll have in your song?
Obviously, like the lighter skinned, the lighter skinned people are going to have.
What do you think
Spanish.
You're going to have?
For sure, I have Spanish blood in me too. For sure, my grandpa from my mom's side, era India way, like for sure.
So you'll have indigenous
100%, 100%.
That's crazy. Let us know in the comments, man, if you're like Latino and if you got any type of indigenous background, which I'm pretty sure you do. And that's like probably a whole nother topic that some other podcaster or, somebody that's in that genre, they'll probably just keep going on and on and on.
Oh, you can keep going on and on and on.
Most definitely. And we'll get more educated on that.
Not only that, though, sometimes you're just not going to change somebody. Somebody's stuck in their opinion, and that's it, which is fine, too.
It's all good.
No problem with that.
Let me see. What did we have next? Before I go on to the next one, did you have anyone that you wanted to touch on?
No.
You want to go ahead? All right, cool.
Keep going, yep.
No, yeah. I still got some written down right here. We'll leave that one for last. And then as kind of like the hip-hop.
Okay, yeah, we can talk about hip-hop.
Tigre earlier, he had mentioned Lefty Gunplay. I guess he did like an interview. Was it like an interview?
I think it's an interview. I'm not sure. It was a short that I seen.
And just so that we can get into the hip hop and we'll flow into that. But just to start that off, like he meant, Lefty Gunplay. He's a Latino. Okay, see, that's another thing, dog. I guess he's like Guatemalan, dog.
I heard
like
he's a lot of
Guatemalan
things,
and
bro.
white.
I heard, yeah.
See, and I was already gonna say he's Raza.
I mean,
he's
he's
Raza.
Raza. He is.
He's Raza to me,
everybody
dog.
claims him too. Raza. He claims to be a Raza
I
too.
think
So
he
he's
is.
Raza.
Yeah, you know.
But yeah, I heard his name is like Franklin Holiday or something like that.
But you know
which
what?
is,
Like,
you know what that?
me
he could be
personally-
Miklo, homie. It's all good. Don't even trip, Miklo.
Don't even trip, dog. Like I consider you Raza. So, anyways, he's to me he's a Raza rapper. He's coming out of like Baldwin Park, and he's all blasted, tattooed all over his face. So I guess in the little interview you sent me, what exactly?
He's talking about his face tattoos and kind of saying how he regrets them. He was saying that his mom slapped the shit out of him, and she was like, "Why? I can't believe you tatted your face."
Yeah,
and he was like,
sure.
"Why?" And then she was just like, "Because when you were a little baby, like I would kiss you all over your forehead." He talks about the mollera. He doesn't know how to explain it correctly, but it's the mollera. It's the empty. It's the little soft spot in the baby.
It's a baby.
Yeah. So he talks about that, how she would kiss him right there, and that's a very sacred spot, and that he shouldn't have been tatting his face. So he kind of feels like he says like, "Look at this side of my face. I can't even see no skin. Like it's all tatted. Like." He's like, don't do it. He tells the youngsters, like, don't do it. Don't tat your face. If you're going to tat your whole body, go ahead. But keep your face clean.
All right. So me having a tattoo on my forehead.
Right.
This is my opinion on it. He has some truth to that,
Yep.
Him, I personally think it's all right. I'm going to tell you why. Because he's an entertainer, dog. He's a rapper. He's a rapper, entertainer. Yeah. No, but go ahead.
So like, I feel some of his tats are like unnecessary, right? For example, he got OTR record in the like that's a record company in the back of his head tatted. Like that's dumb, honestly. I hate to I'm gonna call it the way I see it. That's retarded. I mean, yeah, I don't know if we can use that word, but that's not smart. You know what I mean? That's a record company. Why would they don't care about you? What about if they drop you? Then what? Like you still have this big old tat of them in the back of your head for life now. So I feel some tattoos are unnecessary. Another one he had was Boulevard Baby. That was the title of his song. Like, really, bro? You couldn't have made like another way of remembering that song. You had to put like huge on your face, Boulevard Baby. Like, those tattoos are unnecessary. That's what I feel like, at least.
Because for the most part, I guess, more meaningful would be like their kids.
Right, or like if it means something that's
significant
something that like it's really meaningful and it means a lot to you, then go ahead if you want to put, go ahead.
But maybe it's really meaningful to him.
Maybe he'll correct us and be like, you know what, it does mean that much to me. Which I'll be like, cool, then hey, I was wrong, and that's why you got it. But from the outside looking in, it just feels like those tats are unnecessary.
Yeah. It's just like getting like a star.
It's just like exactly. It's getting a tat for getting. It's getting a tatted for the reason of getting tatted.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, at least for the OTR one, if it's in like in back of his head.
Back of his head, yeah.
At least he can grow his hair out.
Yeah, for sure.
But
yeah, because it's big in the back.
But yeah, bro, I definitely, as far as that, man, I feel like if your job is okay with it and you're making good money, you do whatever the fuck you want.
100%.
You're paying your own bills.
100%.
You're holding your own weight. At that point, you're a grown ass man. And honestly, by all means, you can
do whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Put it wherever you want, however you want it.
But if you're like young, fucking early 20s, you haven't really gotten your like
no career yet, trying to start,
or you don't know what you're this, and
right.
I don't know, bro. You might want to just hold off a little bit on that one.
Face tats, I'm not a big fan.
You know what I mean? And I guess like maybe if it really has a big meat, like me personally, dog, I'm a tattoo artist.
Right.
So that being said,
that's already different.
Dog.
It's already different.
I gotta get blasted up, dog.
Right.
Honestly, I need more, but anyways. And then as far as, the one on my face, it definitely wasn't, it definitely had a lot of meaning, dog. Like about 5-6 years ago, I had cancer, dog.
Okay.
Yeah, I had cancer and yeah, dog. So, fucking, I got prayer hands, because that's all you got, dog.
Got you.
When you're sitting on that bed, dog, and they pumping poison into your blood, dog.
Yep.
Dog, you don't know if you're going to fucking live. Like, you're just on survival mode.
And praying to the good Lord.
Honestly, that's all you got. That's all you got, dog. It's all you got is your strength.
And
like as far as like survival mode, dog. Because honestly, dog, I didn't think it's kind of weird, dog. Honestly, when I was like going through it, dog, at the same time, you get like this spirit in you, dog. You're like, nah, fuck that shit. Like I'm not gonna go out like that.
And those, that's a perfect way to kind of transition into the kind of next little subject.
Which was what? Which one?
I believe right there you manifest yourself healing.
Oh Oh shit.
That's what I believe you did. That's what I believe you did, right? So manifestation.
But well, hold on, man. Hold on.
Okay, go.
Sorry, man.
Keep
Hold
going,
on. No, it's because the reason I say that. Oh, well, we're about an hour in because I was gonna say you did want to get into the.
Nah, yeah. We'll say that for the next one. Don't trip. We'll say that for the next one.
What the hip hop?
Yeah, the hip hop and all that. Even
all right.
Even
so,
that. Yeah. We can say that for the next one.
Man. Yeah, manifesting, man.
Manifesting.
Definitely, dog.
What you think about that? What you think about that?
That's very true, dog. I would say about like 80% of the time, dog. Like if you really want something, it'll happen, dog.
You gotta manifest it, put it out there, really believe it, and it can happen. It will happen. If the universe hears you and you're genuine, and see, there's a thing with manifesting that people think, I'm gonna just sit here and manifest, I'm gonna be rich. That's not the way it works. Manifestation without movement, without putting a plan into work is never gonna work because you're just sitting around waiting. Manifestation is you putting little steps, step by step, into this ultimate goal that you're manifesting. And I believe manifestation works, honestly. I've had a couple of little times where people have proven it without wanting to prove it. Just manifest, yeah, for sure. It's been crazy. I just had one happen the other.
Yeah.
I just had one happen the other day, and it was amazing. Honestly, it's incredible when. You speak it into existence.
Yeah, we're not dropping no names, so definitely. Yeah. The other day, fucking
one of the homie, one of the homies, man, one of the good boys. We definitely, man, we spoke it into existence, 100%.
The homie, he run a large amount of money.
Yeah, he likes to gamble.
He likes to gamble
in the casinos. He plays the cards. He plays 21. Poker. He plays it. But yeah, he hit big, man. And about a month ago, we were chilling.
Less, dog.
Maybe 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We were chilling one night, just talking. Talking the shit.
Yeah.
And we manifested it literally because he was saying how his girl was kind of hating because he wins. And he was like, I can't wait till I win the big one. And me and him just like, I know you're going to win the big one. Watch. How much is it? Tell me how much it is. He said the number and I was just like, you're going to hit that watch. I know you are. And we just were laughing and, I am going to hit it. I'm like, hell yeah, you are. Watch. And this weekend,
he hit it big,
He hit the big number, man. He hit the big one.
And we're just like,
super happy for him, man.
And it's super deep, bro, because the homie, he had got out of prison not too long ago.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And
did his time, yep.
And that just goes to show, like, that's why I'm like, with these whole prayer things, dog.
Manifesting, man, it's real,
wild,
man.
Dog, it's fucking real
as real, fuck, bro. Dog. If you believe it,
let us know, man.
Another thing too that proves it is the placebo effect. I don't know if you ever heard about that. They run studies on
I heard of
the placebo effect. So what it is like they'll have a group of like 20 people, for example, right? And they'll give 10 people a medicine, and then they'll give 10 people a sugar pill. And they'll tell all 20 of them, this is the best medicine in the world right now, bro. All 20 will heal, cause the mind, even the 10 that got the sugar pill. The mind, they're believing that they got the best medicine in the world. So the mind is so strong that it believes it has the best medicine that it starts healing whatever symptoms they have, whatever illnesses they have. And that is known as the placebo effect right there. And that's proven over and over again that happens. So think about that. The mind, whatever illness you have, if you believe it, if you really believe that you're getting better, your body will start healing itself.
I mean, there's some truth to that, dog.
The consciousness soaks in every word, right?
Yeah, there you go. You lived it, dog.
You lived it. Yeah. What happened just with the homie the other,
And like, I'm gonna tell you how there's some truth to that, right?
Right.
So like, there has like definitely, dog. Like, let's say somebody just unfortunately gets hit like with the big C word, dog, which is cancer. Yep. And then they just like shut down right there, dog. They're just like, it's over.
They give up kind of a little bit.
Like just go into a deep ass depression. Like, I'm gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
And honestly, dog, they probably will.
They
dog.
End up going. They end up going a couple months later because of that.
Yeah, because you
just gave up.
You just gave up, and you're like, you gave
straight
up. And then like, like I remember I used to go and like get that chemotherapy, dog. And
right.
And what would keep me like even going even more, dog, was there would be people like fucking, shout out to them warriors out there.
Man,
honestly,
shout out to the warriors,
like on some real shit.
Shout out to everybody fighting.
Man, like some will have like a shady ass cancer, dog. Like,
right,
I'm talking about like stomach cancer.
Right,
dog.
right. Real,
just some shady,
real
painful, dog. And I used to sit there and look at them and just be like, man, you know what, dog? Like, I gotta be grateful that fortunately the type of cancer I got, dog, was one of like the more like successful ones.
Survival ones? Yep.
Yeah, dog. And I just like really stopped and was like, damn, dog, like
sometimes
fuck, homie.
Sometimes we're not grateful we're not grateful for the little things sometimes. We take things for granted a lot of times.
But I could definitely say like the whole placebo thing and your mindset, the way you go into things, dog, it has a major part in whatever success you're trying to do, not just with sickness. I'm talking about with success, dog, in general, dog.
Right. The mindset is everything.
So, to kind of like end the whole manifesting, we started this podcast like fucking, what was it, like 3 weeks ago or something?
3 weeks?
Two
Just
weeks
about
ago?
3 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago.
But we had manifested it
like about what, 2-3 weeks before, months before?
2-3 weeks before, right? And while we're like manifesting or whatever,
taking small steps into making it a reality.
Somebody, like, we just, like, that's like a whole nother subject to a certain degree. And when I think I talked about it on the first episode. Where
that's right.
Where somebody came up, like.
Sometimes if you put an idea out in the ether, and another person's going to grab that idea at the same exact time, right?
Like that energy right there.
Yeah,
like, it's gonna, now you just put that energy out there.
Well, somebody can snatch it up now.
Yeah, they're just going to bring in. Because originally we're going to say West Coast
Speakeasy Podcast, yep.
And just so happened, I searched it up. They just made one, West Coast Speakeasy, the same exact words, and it was like
2 weeks,
just right when we had, like,
right when we were good.
Weeks apart. I'm talking about
probably even days apart, honestly. By the time we made it, because we waited a little bit to drop the first video, so probably days apart.
By like 7 days, the most 14 days, they had made a West Coast Speakeasy.
What are the odds of that? What are the odds?
Yeah, man,
that's funny, huh?
But shout out to y'all, man. Yeah. I know hate, man. You know what I mean? It was kind of boring. I seen it, but. No hate, cool, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
There's enough food for everybody to eat. Don't trip.
Man. So people.
Yeah, man.
If you're out there, if you want to be a fucking tattoo artist, then go full-fledged on it. You want to be a gangster, then go full-fledged. I wouldn't recommend it.
Don't do it, man.
I'm not a hater, man. Whatever you're into, dog. Whatever. If you want to be the best gamer, the best
whatever it is, man. Soccer player, basketball player, the best doctor, whatever it is, lawyer, whatever we need everything. We need cops, we need good cops, we need everything, man.
Go head first, man. Go head first.
Join the military if you really want to be a badass, man. Go become a Navy SEAL, go become a Ranger, do something like that. That's a real badass right there.
Yeah, and you know what, man? Like, and when people like, as far as like, if you look at the bigger picture, dog, like union workers and like military service.
Shout out to all the union workers. Shout out to everybody, all the truckers, everybody out there keeping this country going, man.
So
keeping
shout out
this
to
country running.
the homie Louis, man. Rest in peace.
Shout out
he
to
was
Louis.
working on the SoFi Stadium, dog.
Okay. Yep.
And he was he was in a union, dog. And I remember when he passed, dog. Like, unfortunately, he passed. Rest in peace, the homie.
Yeah.
Like he was for a union, dog, and dog, like in a one day, dog, like when they put the GoFundMe,
yep,
for like in one day that shit was filled, dog.
Oh, 100%.
Because they all look out for each other, dog.
Union members, man. Shout out to everybody.
And I could imagine the same for the military, dog. Like, you pass away on some military,
it's a family.
They're gonna look out for you, dog.
It's a brotherhood.
You know what I mean?
It's a brotherhood.
And then that's why it's like on that hood shit, dog. Like, I know there's like a lot of pride and proudness in it, but at the same time, dog, it's like kind of sad because sometimes you see like a lot of hood fools like. They put their GoFundMes and it goes up a little bit, dog, but
the money ain't around like that.
It's like, but when it comes to something like, like the union or like the military, dog, like I swear, fool, it was like from one day to the next, his shit was like yoked, dog, and that's good,
they
dog.
They support each other.
So stay with that positive shit, dog. Man. You know what I mean? And that hood shit, man, honestly, it's a cold world, man. It's a real cold world.
Nobody's gonna do the time in there but you.
Yep.
Nobody's gonna do it with you.
But your family, dog. Your family, man. As a matter of fact, talking about family, dog, a big shout out to the homie, rest in peace, Dumps, dog. I had talked about it on the last episode.
Yep, rest in peace, man. Shout out to him.
I ended up going and supporting, he had the cremes and shit.
Okay, yep.
Cremes is like another word for fundraiser,
Yep.
The family did like a bunch of food.
Yep. They sell food, drinks.
Shout out to his family, man.
Shout out to everybody, man. Females, shout out to the whole family.
Like the moms and the girlfriends and the man. Hey, you know what? Those are like the main people in your life, dog. Dog. I tell you this, dog. When I was going through my shit, my girl was next to me, dog. And if my girl wasn't next to me, my mom was next to me. And if my mom wasn't next to me, my sister was. So shout out to all the females, man.
Shout out to all the females out there, man. Shout out to all the females out there.
I got mad love for females, dog. Like the most respect, dog. Because, yeah, dog. Like, you know what I mean? 100. You can't fuck, dog. Like they definitely the backbone to everything and anything, and they give you life, dog.
100%. Shout out to all the mothers out there.
So yeah, man, just a little deep, topic on that one. We're about an hour and 8 in. Yeah, so we might be closing this, dog.
Let's close it up already.
Yeah.
We'll tackle that next one.
Yeah, we'll tackle that next one. Oh, yeah. So on the next one, we'll probably touch on the N-word, man.
Oh shit!
Because that's a whole nother subject. But we're about an hour in. I think that's
we're good. Yeah, we're good.
Or what do you think?
No,
the next one.
Yeah, the next one.
So in a couple days, we'll do that one.
Yeah, we'll drop them. Yeah, a couple days. Yep, we're gonna bring this content kind of consistent, so we'll be dropping. Yeah, every 2-3 days we'll be dropping one.
Every 2-3 days, and we'll do some shorts in between, some reactions. Sir. I'll probably do some reactions. It's a little early, dog.
Yep, we'll drop a couple too.
This one's probably gonna come up tomorrow. We gotta make a thumbnail and all that shit.
Yep.
Big shout out though, man, to anybody that watches this. Like and subscribe.
Shout out to everybody, man, from the West Coast to the East Coast to the North to the South. Everybody, man, tuning in. Thank you guys, man. Shout out to Merced again. Once again, man, thank you.
Most importantly, please, throw in topics, dog. Throw in topics because we're not perfect, dog. We kind of new to this podcasting. And it's sometimes like this weekend, we had semi-trouble. Like, what should we touch on?
Right. There's a lot of, just any suggestions you guys want to hear us talk about.
Most definitely, dog. Because, hey, just last week, man, they had the whole Operation Drawdown with the big U. And then they had that. What was the other thing, dog, that was really hot? There was some other shit before that, so it was a lot easier for us to just the no jumper. You know how their whole whatever
the whole circus over there.
Yeah, so and then this weekend it kind of simmered down, but the sports definitely went up, dog.
Yep.
So let us know. Let us know
what topics you guys want us to tackle, man. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it.